Let's talk about the Arctic and the Arctic Council. The region you can see over here as the Arctic Circle is at 66 degree 39-minute north. That is the latitude. And the area above that is known as the Arctic. And it has the North Pole as its center. Now, let's come to the concept of the midnight sun and polar night. You can imagine when you say midnight sun, it means that even at midnight, when it's supposed to be night, you still have the sun. That happens during the summer solstice or the June solstice, when the Arctic Circle is completely exposed to sunlight. This happens around June 20th or June 21st, when they have the longest day of the year. Now, coming to the concept of polar night. Polar night happens when there is no exposure to sun at all. They are in complete darkness. This happens during the winter solstice or during the December solstice. And that happens around the date December 21st or December 22nd. And as you can imagine, this would be the shortest day of the year. So this is the concept of midnight sun and polar night. And this is important when it comes to the Arctic Circle or the Arctic region. Now, the Arctic states are 8 in number. Arctic state means those states fall within the Arctic Circle. They are Canada, then you can see that Alaska, USA is part of it. So you could say USA, then Russia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, and since Greenland is a part of Denmark, we are going to say Denmark. These are the 8 Arctic states. Now, there is something called the Arctic Council. To the right, you can see a logo. That is the logo of the Arctic Council, the one with the fox. It's an intergovernmental forum of Arctic states and Arctic indigenous communities and other Arctic inhabitants. So it is made up of Arctic states, Arctic indigenous communities, and Arctic inhabitants for promoting cooperation, coordination, and interaction. So enabling the cooperation and addressing issues such as sustainable development and environmental protection. So they're, in addition to the cooperation, they're also looking out for the sustainability and continuity and environmental protection of their area. Only states with territory in the Arctic can be members. So you can imagine that only these 8 Arctic states can be members of the Arctic Council. It was established through the 1996 Ottawa Declaration. Now, this is important. And its permanent secretariat is at Tromsø in Norway since 2012. This is also important. See, the Arctic area has increased importance over the years because the permafrost is thawing and there are a lot of reserves. That is one of the main reasons. So many countries are interested in it, including India. So Arctic as a topic is very, very important. Now, this council, the Arctic Council, has ministerial meetings every 2 years, once every 2 years. But imagine that they also convene every 6 months somewhere in the chair's country for senior officials meeting. So senior officials meet every 6 months, but the ministerial meetings happen once every 2 years. And the chairmanship of the council, of the Arctic Council, rotates every 2 years during the ministerial meetings. So chairmanship is important and it rotates once every 2 years in the ministerial meetings. The current chair is Norway. Norway will have chairmanship from 2023 to 2025. So you can imagine that the next ministerial meeting will take place in the year 2025. Then observer status is open to non-Arctic states approved by the council at the ministerial meetings. So if some country needs observer status, the non-Arctic states can be observers, but for that to happen, the Arctic Council has to approve it at the ministerial meetings, which happen once every 2 years. Then India and China are observers since 2013. This is important. That's it for now, but please look out for my next videos in which I will cover further important things regarding the Arctic.